You know what? I brought this on myself. I said, can't really get any worse. It's bad as it's kind of gonna go. I was already like, it's gonna go downhill. This ain't it. I'll get rid of it, get fire sale. But man, it got worse. So Miami Dolphins, Cleveland Browns. Now, nobody was expecting a 33, 31, whatever game like it was with the old Grandpa Bowl. Not expecting that. It got rainy today. Cool. The Browns defense is really good. Really good. But we got our ass beat in a way where it's just like 31-6. And I'm like, no, it sounds how it looks. The crazy thing is, our defense wasn't terrible like it normally is. Granted, like I was saying of why you didn't think that it was going to be some crazy game, because Dylan Gabriel isn't he's Tua. He's Tua pretty much. Cause I was like, I can't even say anything, cause I was like, it's his rookie year, so I can't even poo on him like I'm going to poo on Tua. This was not the game at all. And this has been twice. I was like, Carolina should have been a game to get us back on track. Nope. Cleveland should have been a game to get it back on track. Cause while their defense is good, our defense played pretty well. We did have turnovers. And the one outside the special team that's like, yo, it's raining, it's crazy. Tua gave, I was like, 3 interceptions. Now, the last one you can say by then, the game is kind of done. Over. Sure. But that still doesn't excuse any other. I was like, the kind of interceptions he was throwing, the fact that this is like his third 3 interception game or something. Like, he has had multiple interceptions in like every game. The fact that Achane is really the best player on offense, and he is killing them. Look, I was like, the Browns used Juskins in order to get 3 scores. I was like, Achane was basically doing the same thing. We just couldn't come up with any points from it. And the reason, and I was like, we have other good players. I was like, Waller's already hurt, but we already knew that was going to happen. Anybody that doesn't see Waller's career, we know that's going to happen. Waddle, I was like, is a really good receiver. The problem is, he got to get the ball. Guess who got to get on the ball? The guy that's throwing the 3 interceptions. And I was like, you know what? And I thought maybe this game we will win. Just because last time Tua was over here talking too much to the damn media when he was coming at Cam Newton, we came out with a win. Because guess what? You gonna talk like that, you better put up a W at least. Yeah, that did not happen whatsoever. And I think that our line is a little bit, I was like, better than it has been in a couple years. I think we have another solid running back in Gordon, which I was like, I feel like that's maybe where the offense needs to be. I was like, to be honest, Mike McDaniel's such a run game type of dude. And I was like, we gotta get this run game going, and by that I mean with like both of them. Cause Achane is so special that he can overcome the mistakes of a lot of things. I was like, his speed and all that other stuff. That to me is really more so like for instance, Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers. McCaffrey is excellent. He is really good. He doesn't need like crazy. He doesn't need the greatest line in order to be great. But it does help. But guess what? Any other running back he plugs in seems to do really well. You would think that we would just do like how we did in the last couple of years, where we had Mostert and we had Achane and stuff, and we're just gonna run the ball. Especially being down Tyreek Hill. Tua was having his turnover issues. That's where I feel like it was raining today. That guess what? You should run the ball. This is a game where you run the ball, I feel like. And I was like, you have the defense of Cleveland that is hellhounds. You got Miles Garrett. You know, I'm just like, this wasn't a game to be out here like we're going to pass it. And I think we got, and I was like, Westbrook and Keenan, I was like, I think is a really good receiver that we don't use. I was like, Washington, and I was like had been way better than I thought it was going to be drafting them. You even seen at the end, Eskins. Can't really pronounce the name, but I was like, even he showed out. Yeah, no, I was like, if we lose, I would like lose the Patriots that we played tightly with, but the defense wasn't great in that game. Okay, Buffalo, okay, Pittsburgh, okay, the Ravens when they hot, okay. You get what I'm saying? We losing over here to to the Panthers. We losing over here to the Browns. Dog, I was like, what? Are we gonna lose? I was like, when we play the Jets, are we gonna lose the Jets? Cause they over here looking like doo-doo water, and we over here looking like sewer tap. I'm just saying that. I was like, I'll put it like this. I think if they, I was like, I have to check the rest. I don't know when the schedule is or when we play the Jets. I'm just saying, you lose to the Jets, you might be fired. That's it. And I was like, I thought it was very, very, very suspicious. Very suspicious that when I woke up, I was like, Quinn Ewers been promoted to second string quarterback. Now, I read that, and it's like, we got Zach Wilson there. And when we got Zach Wilson in the offseason, I said he's going to play. And then besides the injuries to Tua, I thought he was actually going to play just because Tua hasn't played well to me in the last. I was like last year, nothing where I was like, oh, he's going to get a chance to play. He's going to get a chance to play. And I was going to be like, and I was like, it's not that I had crazy faith in Zach Wilson, nothing like that. I was just like, oh man, he has the arm to launch that ball to Tyreek Hill that's going to make him look good. Well, that doesn't happen. That doesn't matter. But you put the second string quarterback, now it's the rookie. And I don't think that's a referendum on Zach Wilson. I think that's more of, I was like, oh, they're going to pull Tua at some point. I did not think that was going to be today, but I knew it was coming. It was weird, like almost, in some weird way, it's almost like they see into the future. It's like they knew, like somebody was like I'm not saying nobody threw the game. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that's how it felt. Cause it felt, I was like, for you to move the rookie quarterback up over the veteran that's been there all year, you know, like what's the point? Like, you know, like I was like, now you feel like that Will's not doing what he needs to do in order to be the second quarterback. No, that don't sound right. So why would you push up the rookie quarterback? That's only if you're over here thinking where we got to go. We got to see if Ewers got something. Yes, he was drafted in the 7th round, but I was like, he do got some. He got a whole bunch of career starts at Texas. I was like, he didn't look really good in the preseason, but preseason, whatever. He fumbled the ball here. It was wet. He's a rookie. He did have a nice throw. He had a couple of nice throws, but I was like, he was also a rookie throwing at the very end of the game against a really good defense. But I felt like, I'm like, at some point, especially the way Tua's been talking, Tua can't hold people, can't come at people, and you playing like garbage. You can't do that. You can't be playing like garbage and also call everybody else out. That I'm like, at some point, I would not doubt to see if this coach, McDaniels, pulls Tua at some point, just try to see if he put the rookie quarterback in to show like, hey, it ain't me. It's old boy right here. And I know that's crazy because Tua's supposed to be his guy. That's why he came here and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, you only really promote that dude if that's what your plan is. Because otherwise, I was like, why make him second string now if it's not to have him get immediately in the game just in case? Because like to me, you would at the beginning of the season or earlier in the season. We're like 6, 7 games. I mean, 5 or 6 games in. For most teams, I was like, you're only switching that second spot because the team is garbage. Cleveland did it because the team was garbage. Like he's like, oh, okay, we're at a point now where like let's just see what the rookie get. I was like the Giants did it because they were sort of at the point. Like that's why Jameis is not number 2 where Jackson Dart is, because when it goes bad, we could throw the rookie in and that's what it's going to be instead of just going straight to the bat. That's basically what that is. So that's what my thinking is the fact that I'm like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. And I was like, shout out to the GM and all the scouts that I guess is still gonna have a job at the end of the season over here scouting going on and scouting other teams in college and stuff like that. I mean, you still got to do your job. I was like, so I'm just sort of joking with that. But I was like, and I sort of said this in the video that I'm like, okay, on one hand, you got to I was like, get rid of the GM and the coach and all that other stuff. But on the other hand, if you do that, do you really want to sell the parts of the team like Phillips or Chubb or, I know they said no to Waddle, but a good offer comes. Do you really want to? Because I was like, why am I going to just sell these? I would like get rid of some of these parts if I ain't going to be here. Might as well keep them, right? So another thought comes to my mind of, if there's a possibility that Tua gets traded to a team that needs a quarterback, to a team that needs a quarterback like right now, or something like futuristic wise. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, it wouldn't be possible because I was like, he making too much money in order to really trade him to a team that, like, he couldn't go to the Rams because they got Stafford, where you could be like, oh, Tua could be if Stafford retires or something like that. And I was like, there's not really too many teams I feel like I was like in the thought process of trading him somewhere. But I'm just saying, it's very odd that I was just like, I think that I was like, maybe I'm looking too much into it. Maybe I'm looking too much into the whole Quinn Ewers thing, and I was like, they're just doing this so that if Tua plays crappy game like this, it's like, cool, we get to see him in crunch time without ever pulling Tua to have Ewers start. But I am saying, if they lose to the Jets, either the coach is getting fired or Tua getting benched. One of them things is happening. Because I'm like, the team is better than what the 1-5 is. I was like, Cleveland at the time being 1-5, yeah, their quarterback play had to been good enough. The Jets being like 1-5, I think they're a little bit better than that. But I was like, but the Dolphins have better weapons than them. Like I'm like thinking of like the bad teams. I'm like the Titans, Dolphins got better players than them, but it surely don't seem like it. And what's crazy is, I was like, this is I've been here for the Wildcat. I've been here for Chad Penny. I was like the Pat White experience, Cleo Lemon, David Garrard. All those Dolphin teams didn't feel as bad as this one, just because at least with some of them we already knew we were gonna be sorry. So it's like, hey, whatever, we're here for the suck. This one is like, yo, we at least should be fighting for a playoff spot. And the fact is, the AFC ain't great. It's not great. If there's going to be a time that let's sneak into the playoffs, it'll be this year. Baltimore down, Bengals down. The Browns, the Browns stink. The Patriots are a lot better than anybody thought they would be, or whatever. But Raiders stink. I was like, Denver just bad. I was like, they're weird to me. But hey, I mean, I was like, they're winning. Texas aren't where they like really like at. But I was like, all that and that, they're in the same division, So I don't know. I don't know. I was like, I can't even say, well, it can't get any worse because it can. It got put up 31 points on by Cleveland, where the offense ain't do a damn thing. I mean, outside of Judkins, the offense didn't do a damn thing. They looked just as poor on offense throwing the ball and stuff like that. It was like me. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's a little bit of a rant along with a little bit of a conspiracy theory of Quentin Ewers. Anyway, they ain't nothing else to say. They garbage, bro. They garbage. I was like, they M's can never turn upside down and be a W, but my smile can be a frown. Anyway, I'm out.